Everyone online is starting to feel the same person. Same jokes, the same opinions, the same tone. It's not a coincidence, it's conditioning. Have you ever noticed that a lot of content groups are popping off? Honestly, there's a lot more than there was in the past. A whole lot more. What's that tell us? It's a lot of the same people are getting together because it's not. There's no more personality. It's rare to find that one content creator that you like that is different and has little to no competition. To be blunt, the internet isn't making people more creative, it's making people more identical. Way more identical. Honestly, they're kind of the same nowadays. A lot of the content creators are near identical. So if you've felt like your feed is just a copy-paste of humans lately, you're not crazy. They're just paying attention. And good on you for paying attention, honestly. A lot of people let that slide through who never pay attention. Originality's actually being punished. It's kind of hard to make original content nowadays. They want the same algorithm. They want to face the same trends, making it more competitive in a way. Not normally. They're copying one another. A young influencer watches someone else with more experience, and they want to copy their ideas and make them more original for themselves. Now they're competing against this content creator that they were inspired by. That being said, now they have to compete with them in a way they wouldn't normally if they made original content, which is risky. If it doesn't hit, it dies. No reach, no engagement, nothing. With familiar content, that works because people already understand it and they've seen it before. They know how to react to it. So creators learn fast. Don't be too different. Just be different enough to feel new, but familiar enough to perform. And that's how you get clones. A good example would be gaming. A whole lot of gaming YouTubers who look the same, act the same. They always have this fake persona because they know they want to make clicks on their accounts and their videos. They want engagement. A good example is since the era in the 2010s when PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Vanos, Crew, all of them started popping off. They're original. Everyone loved watching those guys. Just go for 30 seconds. How many videos feel like I've seen this exact thing before? Just a different face. Well, exactly my point. A lot of the same content is made because of this competitive nature that social media has become. People aren't expressing, they're optimizing. Right? People aren't expressing themselves to a degree that they would normally want. They're simply optimizing themselves to get more clicks and more views. Those people online aren't being themselves. They're being their best performance version. Right? They want to be a performance as if they were acting, which is not the same thing. They notice what gets likes and they double down on it. Certain jokes, certain opinions, certain vibes. And anything that doesn't perform, they quietly drop it, get rid of it, kick it out. So over time, the personality becomes a highlight reel of what works, what's not real, what's not them. They can be completely different. That's why a lot of honest creators say the same thing when they meet someone else. They say, oh, they're completely different in person. They don't act like that. Right? This version of you slowly gets transformed by the engagement of your media posts. Personality is turning into a template. This is where it gets kind of creepy. Alright? There are now types of people online. The relatable introvert, the confident self-improvement guy, the hot take competitor, the aesthetic lifestyle girl, right? The live streamer, the kick streamer, the Instagram models, all of them, they're all kind of the same clones. You look at charged content on social media, they almost look identical with their competitor. A lot of them are actually more toxic. So once they fall into one of those, you stay there, honestly. Because stepping outside of that is engagement. So people lock themselves into character and just keep repeating it. Not always, but most of the time. Honestly, I'd say grow with your audience. Those who react and those who comment, you want to be with them. Clearly, if you're doing something right for them, right? And to grow, it takes time, it takes effort, a whole lot of effort. Be honest, if you started posting content, you already know the type you try to fit into. That's the system working. It wants you to fall into one of these. Right? I think of a Pachinko shape. It falls into one of these categories, whether you lose or win. It's up to the algorithm and what people are willing to engage on personally. Trends are basically personality packs. Trends used to be fun, now they're identity kits. You know, the fitness influencer is most likely one of the two. He's either calm and collective and it's all about muscle science, or he's a raging roid monster who's screaming at you to get down and start pumping iron. Right? It's either one of those two when it comes to gym influencers. A sound that goes viral, a format that blows up, a phrase that spreads. Everyone wants that, right? They want a trendy TikTok audio. They want all the autistic people to have their phrase as their stem, I suppose. You know what I mean? And suddenly everyone is talking the same way. A good example would be the horrific meme known as 6-7. That's very popping right now, I guess. Same pacing, same humor, same delivery. It's all the same, really. You scroll, good example, go to YouTube Reels, start a new account. It's all the same content. Just a bunch of child content and 6-7 memes, honestly. It's like downloading a personality update, honestly. If you're gonna make child-friendly content on YouTube to make money, well, you're gonna have to compete with the foreign accounts that are making so much of that content already. And will outpace you any day of the week, honestly. And if you don't like it, you'll fall behind. You will. That's the hard truth. People are scared to be weird. They are. One of the weird ones are often shoved in their own corner of niche, and they cap out at a certain amount of followers. People scared to stand out because online standing out comes with attention. Alright, if you stand out, you get spotted in the spotlight. People are self-conscious. They smooth out any too ununique, too different, too risky parts of themselves. Right? Like, oh, I'm gonna be weird, I'm gonna look different if I do that, etc. When millions of people do that, you don't get delivery. You get sameness, right? That's almost as if everyone wants to be popular nowadays with the accessibility of the internet. The irony, the people you actually remember are the ones who didn't play safe, really. Right? You know that one random video on Instagram that showed up that you liked and shared to your friends and it's just weird, absurd? That one stood out and it made more videos. An example would be the Chinese flying dollar bill that was on the internet a while ago. It was absurd and random, and yet people loved it. But that guy was doing different videos, more of a YouTube poop animation, if you would. This part is subtle. You're copying without even realizing. Now that's the part that is subtle, right? You subconsciously try to post, subconsciously start to think about another video you saw, and you edit to your video without realizing that it's one thing or another. You don't think you're copying anyone, but your brain is consistently absorbing patterns, the way people talk, the timing of jokes, style of delivery. And after enough exposure, you start doing it too, right? Slowly becomes you. not on purpose, just automatically. So even people trying to be original end up sounding familiar. I understand that a lot. So no, it's not. Creativity disappeared. It did not, right? I know I said it did, but in reality it didn't. There's still a lot of new content out there. And there's a lot more stuff to do content on, really. There's niches. I do niches, love your niches. And if you like that random YouTube video or that random Instagram account, keep following them, keep engaging, and making their day. I tell you that much. It's not that it necessarily disappeared. I said the system filters it, really. Rewards what's repeatable, suppresses what's unpredictable, and slowly pushes everyone towards the same middle. That's why my feed could be completely different than yours, because it's grouped me up with a certain people. That sounds wrong. A certain group of content creators, I'd say. Alright? If you feel like everyone online is blending together, it's not your imagination, it's just optimization. They do it this way to group, alright? To feed you what you want. Like I said in my previous video, the algorithm knows you a lot better than you do. It really does. This proves my point a lot more. It just groups everyone together. It's like if it was caging us, really. Alright, it doesn't like originality. You need different. You need the same stuff, really. Easiest part is fastest way to stand out right now is to stop trying to perform at all, really. You know, stop performing outlandish stuff. You can get lucky with 1 view or 2 videos and you'll make it big, but you know, most certainly the biggest channels that succeeded, I'd tell you, are because they show a lot more personality. And it's a lot more than just the same person over and over, right? A lot more personality, or it's a profession like someone finds cool. Whether it be from voice acting to mechanics. That's why they're original. They're not copying everyone because they have a skill they like to share, or they have a job they like to share, or they're just a funny person, right? Well, at the end of the day, remember, put your phone down. Go outside. Smile more. Say hello to the one you love and like. Always remember, you're loved.